part, you will learn about electric field intensity due to an infinitely long charged wire by making use of Gauss theorem. It is the first application of Gauss law. You can find electric field intensity due to this thin wire by making use of Coulomb's law also, but the process becomes very complicated and lengthy, whereas by Gauss's law we get the result in few steps only. Second thing which we must know is that this wire is not of infinite length. Actually it is of finite length. Why it is said to be of infinite length? Because the distance of the point where electric field intensity is to be calculated from this linear charge conductor is much smaller in comparison to the length of this wire. We take a cylindrical Gaussian surface. Why cylindrical surface is taken? Because at every point on this surface of the cylinder, value of electric field due to this charged conductor will be same. Had we taken spherical Gaussian surface, because of varying distances of various points on the surface of spherical Gaussian surface from the linear conductor, the value of electric field would have been different. This is the direction of electric field due to this charged conductor. Now there are three types of surfaces: top flat surface, bottom flat surface, and curved surface. We will take three area elements on these three types of surfaces. ds1 is a small area element on this top flat surface, and its direction of area vector is shown by this green arrow, normal towards the surface, and it is making an angle of 90 degree with the direction of electric field. Second area element is taken on bottom flat surface. Very small area element is taken. Its direction is normal towards the surface, and it is also making an angle of 90 degree with the direction of electric field at this point. Third area element is taken on this curved surface. This is very small area element, ds3. Its direction is along the direction of electric field. Therefore the angle between area vector and the electric field for this curved surface is 0 degree. Now P is a point where electric field intensity is to be calculated, and it is at a distance r from the linear conductor. The length of the cylindrical Gaussian surface is L. You can see electric field along the length of conductor is not shown in this diagram. Electric field varies. Electric field is there only perpendicular to its surface. Because of charges present along its length, electric field along its length is not there. It is always radially outwards as shown in this diagram. This is the cross section of this thin wire. How electric field varies, the electric field lines come out of it. It is shown in this diagram. So we have taken a charged conductor of infinite length. Lambda is its linear charge density. P is a point at a distance r from the linear charge conductor where electric field intensity is to be calculated, and this P point lies on symmetrical Gaussian cylindrical surface. So we will make use of Gauss law. Gauss law states that total electric flux linked with a closed surface in vacuum or free space is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times the total charge enclosed by that free space or that closed surface, by that Gaussian surface. So in this case the Gaussian surface is cylindrical one. Charge inside it is the charge in L length of this linear conductor. If lambda is the linear charge density, so then lambda into L will be the charge inside this closed Gaussian surface. और ये किसके इक्वल होगा? सरफेस इंटीग्रल ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड. सरफेस इंटीग्रल E dot ds is equal to lambda L by epsilon naught. So there are three surfaces, ds1, ds2 and ds3. ds1 lying on top flat surface, ds2 lying on bottom flat surface and ds3 lying on curved surface. So in three parts it is divided. Top flat, surface integral of electric field about this area ds1. ये कौन सा है? टॉप फ्लैट एरिया. बॉटम फ्लैट एरिया में ये सेकंड पार्ट इंटीग्रेशन शो कर रहा है और कर्व्ड एरिया में इंटीग्रेशन ये थर्ड पार्ट शो कर रहा है. दिस एंटायर इंटीग्रेशन विल बी इक्वल टू लैम्डा एल बाय एप्सिलॉन नॉट. तो पहले वाले केस में एंगल 90 डिग्री है E और ds1 के बीच में. सेकंड वाले केस में E और ds2 के बीच में एंगल 90 डिग्री है. थर्ड वाले कर्व्ड केस में E और ds3 के बीच का एंगल 0 डिग्री है. सो cos 01 only this expression will persist and whereas these two terms will vanish because of cos 90 present in these expressions. So what will you get? Surface integral of electric field about this closed Gaussian surface will be equal to how much? Equal to lambda L by epsilon naught. Lambda by L by epsilon naught किसके इक्वल होगा? Surface integral of electric field. E is uniform. उस सिलेंड्रिकल गॉसियन सरफेस के हर एक पॉइंट पर इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड की वैल्यू सेम होगी. सो इट कैन बी टेकन एज कांस्टेंट, can be taken out of this integration sign. So integration of ds3 E into integration of ds3 is equal to lambda L by epsilon naught. और integration of ds3 क्या है? This is curved surface area of the cylinder. As you know it is equal to 2 pi r l. इसकी वैल्यू हम यहाँ पुट अप कर देंगे. So we get E into 2 pi r l is equal to lambda L by epsilon naught. L से L कैंसिल हो जाएगा. E इज इक्वल टू लेमडा बाई 2 पाई एप्सिलॉन नॉट r. इन वेक्टर फॉर्म वेक्टर E इज इक्वल टू लेमडा बाई 2 पाई एप्सिलॉन नॉट r इनटू यूनिट वेक्टर n. n इज showing the direction of electric field which is normal to the curved surface area of the cylinder. The variation of electric field with distance due to this thin infinitely long charged conductor will be shown like this. It will be 0